Hey YouTube, an anxious man here. My name is Lou Rail. For those of you guys who've never been to my channel before or watched any of my videos, for those of you who already have, how you doing? It's been a while. I've mostly been focusing my efforts on Instagram, but as we all are, or most of us, I'm assuming, are being cooped up in our houses. I'm going on 5 weeks now, home from work, away from pretty much everyone except for the people in my own home. And I thought I decided. I thought I'd start making some more YouTube videos. Um, Quick rundown. So I started making YouTube videos back in 2017. I kind of put it in my description on the channel here, but excuse me. So I was going through my worst anxiety ever. Um, I had panic attacks before. I've had anxiety for as long as I can remember, but I never really did anything about it. I really never meditated or breathing exercises, pretty much nothing. I kind of lived a life of peak anxiety, I call it, just constantly on the brink of being overwhelmed, and still to this day, um, being oversensitized or overwhelmed. It does happen. I'm not gonna lie. Not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I had about 3 days of no panic, but really high anxiety. I thought maybe I possibly contracted the virus and went on like a triple double quarantine. I'm already home quarantining, but I kind of like really like stayed in my own space because I didn't want to. It was a whole thing, and I'll talk more about it in future videos. But basically, I didn't have any panic because over the past 3 years, and I posted a video, the last video on the channel here, and on Instagram you can find me at underscore an anxious man underscore. I'll also put my username for Instagram in the description here. Excuse me. And basically, I decided to start talking to myself. I mean, I was kind of talking to myself anyway back then, but I would just put my phone literally in the cup holder and just start talking. And what happened was, it made me feel better in the moment, at least in the beginning. It was just in the moment, just talking about how I was feeling, what I was going through, just sort of eased my mind. And then I started posting it. I think I posted it almost immediately. I think the first 2 videos are my worst anxiety ever, if you go all the way back. Um, and I started posting them. I guess initially, maybe immediately. I'm kind of going through all this right now, so I have nothing prepared. Obviously, I'm not reading a script. Um, I guess I thought immediately that not only will this probably help me to record when I'm thinking, basically I was just speaking my thoughts out loud, just kind of like um, free association, whatever you want to call it. I thought, okay, well, other people going through this definitely. I feel like even though there's a lot of mental health awareness out there and advocacy and Instagram, Facebook, it's all over the place, and you got the combination of people who are going through it, people who support it, and people kind of shrug it off. I used to shrug it off, even though I had tons of anxiety. But I feel like a lot of people go through anxiety, depression, other mental illness that I don't really have a lot of experience with, and we feel like it's just us. We're on our own. There's no help. There's nothing we can do. Nothing's going to work. I've done talk therapy going on 4 years now. I was just about to ramp it down and slowly stop going, but recently I've been doing it every week again, via Skype or whatever, over my phone with my therapist. But back then, I didn't know what to do, but I knew that if I shared my experience, my story, my rambling, at least some people, one person, would go, oh, okay, I do the exact same thing. And then I thought, why don't I look other people up? And I did. I found guys like Wonder Bro, the Anxiety Guy. These are people I'm sure on YouTube you've come across. If not, check out their channels. Wonder Bro's great. The Anxiety Guy, he lives up in Canada. He's really great. And they helped me. So I would make videos, watch videos, and for 6 months straight, making videos, watching videos about anxiety, talking about it, going to therapy, trying different methods, breathing, CBT, all these like therapeutic things. In the midst of going to doctors, I'm a hypochondriac, or as it's called today, health anxiety, and that's really it's kind of like this like cycle of I get a sensation or an anxious thought, and it just triggers my body, and then and vice versa. It's a circle. I'm sure a lot of people have similar. If you go to any anxiety page on Facebook, I've kind of stayed away from them. You'll see people are using it like WebMD or like Dr. Google. They're typing things like, "Oh, my heart's beating. What do I do?" And it's like 900 comments, and some are helpful, and some are it's other hypochondriacs trying to help a hypochondriac. It doesn't really work, but I understand it. It's like a support group, and people just need to talk and get it out there, and whatever works. To be honest, whatever works. But I made these videos for 6 months straight. I was doing my anxiety a daily diary, is what I called it, and then I stopped. I sort of went, once a week, twice a week, and slowly but surely stopped putting stuff here on YouTube and elsewhere. I have an Anchor page, which you can listen to me on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts. Pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, I'm putting this there also. So you might be listening to me on Spotify right now, or Anchor, or YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening. I'm starting back up again because clearly I have plenty of time in my hands. And also, I made a video back in February, because February was a 3-month anniversary of when I first started making videos, and I noticed that even before the 3-year mark, I could see the progress. I literally could see the progress from the beginning. I always said, with dealing with anxiety and panic and things like that, it's not going to end when you want it to, which is now. You want it to be over and done with. But it's not going to last as long as you fear it's going to last, which is forever. That's the thought. That's the ego. That's the anxiety, the hypochondria talking to you, going like, this is never going to stop. You're always going to be like this. Excuse me. Which is untrue. I mean, every human being on the planet has anxiety. It's to what level you're allowing it to affect your life. So there's lots of different things that I've done over the years, and in the coming videos and podcasts, I'm going to excuse me, talk about the things that I use that work for me, because I think they'll work for anybody. But meditation, Wim Hof breathing exercises, distraction. Just distract yourself. I mean, anything. Masturbate, sing, do a math problem, do a puzzle. Just get your brain, use a different part of your brain, and you'll notice if you're having high anxiety or even panic that it will dissipate quickly if you do that. It might not always, but usually 95% of the time it will. Just distracting your brain, just using another part of your brain. And again, I'm going to make videos specifically about the things that I do, and I'll even do them on camera here. The Wim Hof breathing. I guess maybe it could transfer to audio, but I'm going to most likely just be making these videos and then transferring the audio, as you can clearly hear if you're listening to me on Spotify or Anchor or iTunes, into an audio version, because I just want to continue to talk about it, especially now. We all have, for the most part, most people here in the United States at least, are sitting home, watching Netflix, trying not to think about or worry about this pandemic that's going on. It's kind of crazy. It's a very surreal moment in history. We'll get through it. Just like anxiety, it's not going to end when we want it to, which is a month ago, but it's not going to last forever. And hopefully everyone watching and listening is safe and doing well, and everyone is doing well. I know a lot of people lost people. I know people who lost people. I am worried about excuse me, getting sick, or someone I know getting sick, or who knows how this thing could affect you. So I'm supposed to go back to work on Monday, which is in a couple days, and I had to talk with my job. I'm not going back. Currently, I'm collecting unemployment. I'm privileged to do so, but the risk is high for me. Even though people are trying to get back to status quo, normal, I don't feel good about it, and I'm kind of sticking to my guns on this one. And I hope if you have the opportunity and the if you're able to stay home and eat and survive, I say do it. Go for it. But yeah, I just want to make this video, put this stuff out there. I want to continue growing this channel. I think I gained some momentum and some steam a couple of years ago. And then to be perfectly honest, once I started feeling better, slowly but surely I stopped making videos. Because I felt that if I'm not having severe anxiety, what am I talking about? And I did talk a little bit. I did make videos about, you know, feeling better, but then I just stopped because life happens, relationships, work. I was distracted with being calm. Calmness was a distraction, and it became mundane, which is sometimes not bad. The mundane is, if you're someone who's dealt with anxiety and panic, the mundane is like a vacation. And I think I kind of fell into that for like a year and a half to 2 years of just kind of just laying back. If you follow me on Instagram or check out my Instagram page, I've been focusing on Instagram. It's a little bit easier to make up to a 10-minute video. I'm already past that here. That's why I'm doing this on YouTube. On YouTube, you have way more leeways the length of your video, and just posting on Instagram, I feel like I have a bigger following on Instagram. I could reach more people. It's just easier. I could just do it all right from my phone. Obviously, here I have my camera, I have my microphone, but I have time. I really want to put the effort in and just talk. And I want to basically start a conversation here online. I know there's lots of other people doing this. There's lots of other threads. There's lots of other services and resources. But I want to talk about my experiences, the things that have worked for me. And if you are watching this and you want to share your thoughts, feel free to do so in the comments. Reach out to me. You can message me on Facebook. You can hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up here on YouTube. Whatever. And yeah, I just want to say hi. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope that we all get to get back to our comfort soon. I think one of the things I'm learning is, and I'm sure a lot of us are learning this lesson, maybe not everybody, but what's really important, and most of the things that we thought were important are not. And I think for the first time in my life, and this is another testament to progress, dealing with anxiety, is I actually have some plans. This being one of them. I would love to turn this channel into my income. I would love to gain thousands of subscribers and have people watching my videos and have a big, huge, interactive community of people that I deal with on a daily basis. I really don't want to sell products. I'm not saying I never would, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm sort of just like, I think the best medicine for anxiety is other people like us who have anxiety to talk to each other about it. Yeah, if you need to see a therapist or you think you want to, do that. If you need medication, do that. I take supplements. I've never taken any kind of prescribed medication, but you know what I mean. I mean, whatever works, go for it. There is no shaming or poo-pooing someone's method. Whatever it is you got to do. Like I said, I mentioned masturbation. I wasn't being gross. Like, if you're having a really bad panic attack, maybe you can't do that or think of whoever you got to think of to, but it works because it's just shifting your brain. It's taking energy away from the amygdala and putting it to other parts of the brain, creative part of the brain, the sexual, whatever they are. I'm not a scientist, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I'll be talking a lot about that in the future, more videos. I'm going to try to post every day something. I do have a friend of mine who unfortunately lost someone recently to the virus. We've been talking about doing a video together about talking about mental illness. I'll talk about my stuff, she'll talk about her stuff. I'm really not sure. I'm interested to see how it goes, and I want to do that tomorrow, and I'll post it up here on YouTube. I'll put it on Instagram, and it's just exciting. I like interacting because I guess the main goal, other than helping and sharing and being a community of people who have gone through the same thing, kind of communicate on the same level, is, and I'm sure, if you look at any mental health awareness website or group, it's about getting rid of that stigma, the stigma of Can I talk about this? I'm embarrassed. I'm not saying, wear it like a badge of honor, but you shouldn't be afraid to speak up about it. And I don't mean like in an advocacy or an activist kind of way. I mean like, just for example, the conversation, just to be vulnerable for a second. The conversation I had with my manager 2 days ago was, I didn't give any excuse like, oh, I got to take care of my parents. I mean, I don't want my parents to get sick. They are, I think, high risk for this thing. But it's more like I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable going out there, and a little bit is the anxiety of, I gotta keep track of my fingers all day and what I'm touching and who am I touching and where I'm going, and am I gonna bring it home? Am I gonna get someone else sick? Am I gonna get sick? If I get sick, is it gonna be something I'm gonna deal with for a week or two, or am I gonna end up in the hospital? The mind goes. I think in these times it's justified. However you're feeling, bad, good, and different, completely justified. One of the things about anxiety, and again, I'll talk about a lot of this stuff going forward, is beating yourself up about feeling a certain way or feeling bad. Like that leads to depression. Feeling justifiably bad or anxious in an anxious, shitty situation. But then on top of that, what we do? We get mad at ourselves for feeling bad. Everyone, there's these memes going around about you should be productive. If you're not starting a business now, it wasn't about time. It's about laziness or whatever. Like, I understand that to a degree, but fuck that. Do whatever you want to do. I got through the last 2.5 weeks because I found the show Community on Netflix. If you guys have not watched Community, fucking watch it. They put it out on April 1st, and today's the 24th. I think I watched it for 24 days. I might have, or maybe I didn't see it the first day, but I'm on my third run through in a row. I started season 1, got to season 6, finished it, started it right back again, and now I'm on my third. I'm in the middle of season 3. Great distraction. If that's what you got to do, sit, eat popcorn, and drink water, take your vitamins, and watch Community or whatever your thing is. Right now, I go for it. Whatever works. This is, to use a term that's been thrown around a lot, it's unprecedented. It's we've never experienced something like this in our lifetime, in our generation. And it's another reason why I wanted to start making more videos about anxiety. I think everyone has heightened anxiety right now on one level or another. People with anxiety have even more anxiety. People with chronic anxiety, it's like, everyone across the board is experiencing some level of anxiety. There's no doubt about it. But I'm good. I hope you're good. It varies from day to day. Some days I feel energetic and hopeful, and I want to just like run outside and just be in the sunshine. And other days I want to not even walk out of the door to my bedroom. I don't want to leave my lazy boy. I want to sit, and I don't want to even hear the conversations other people in my house are having, because everything is triggering or too much, overwhelming, and if that's okay. You know, I'm a grown adult man, and but it has nothing to do with like that whole man up or whatever. Just whatever works, whatever gets you through the day, other than hurting yourself or others. I say do it. If that means eating a pint of ice cream, if that means screaming in a pillow, if that means watching porn all day, like whatever you got to do. No judgments this time of year, this pandemic we're going through. No judgments whatsoever. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I'd love for you guys to subscribe so we can continue this conversation going into the future. I really hope, like I said, I'm on all the platforms. Find me on Spotify, Anchor, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, anywhere you can pretty much find, audio or video. You know where to look. Here on YouTube, of course, Instagram. But I'm going to bid you guys a farewell, a good night. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be definitely talking to you guys again soon. Like I said, I'm aiming to do this. I'm going to try to do it every day. I mean, I have no excuse not to do it every day, but, there are days when I don't want to turn the computer on, get the mic set up, put the camera set up, and, talk. That's anxiety. Like, I have a lot to say, or I could share, or I could do something, but then you're just like, why even bother? And it becomes this lethargic procrastination kind of, and then you beat yourself up about that. Why am I doing something? Why aren't I productive? And the cycle continues. And I'm going to get into all that stuff in the future. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will definitely be talking to you guys soon. And have a good night. Stay safe. I hope you're doing well. And peace.